If you would like a better system to ensure that you take the vacations that you want to take every single year, then today's episode is going to cover just that: Live It Up vacation accounts. So my grandpa Joe was really great at managing his situation when it comes to cash flow and expenses on a month-to-month basis. He did what was called an envelope system, which you may have heard of before, where every month, at the beginning of the month, you take some cash and you put it in each envelope. So you have an envelope for groceries, an envelope for gas, an envelope for utilities, whatever it might be. You have an envelope, and that made sure that you kept within the budget on a month-to-month basis. So that was really helpful for him. It's something that a lot of people have used as well. And Grandpa Joe in my family is known for doing that. Now, things are less from a cash perspective these days, so not everybody really does that. It doesn't always make sense. Some people can still employ that, but it doesn't always make sense anymore. But that mindset of segmenting out money every month for specific reasons, it's still really, really helpful. And I'm going to go through today how to do it with vacation accounts, because it's the same kind of a thing. So the key with this to making sure that you take that vacation every year that you're wanting is making sure that you're setting aside money every single month. So it has to be automated. What we don't want to have happen is, one, we don't want to have you not take a vacation, because while we want to save, and I preach saving and doing the right things financially, I want you to also enjoy life in the present. So one is we want to make sure you take that vacation that you want to take every year. Number two is making sure that it's done in a way where you have the money aside and you're not going to credit cards or things that are going to negatively impact you financially if you do them. So when it comes to saving for vacation accounts, pick a day every month that you have money automatically transferring. You don't want to have to manually remember to do this. It's got to be automated, and you save it into one of two different places. So the easiest way to do it is create a separate bank account, not your main bank account. It needs to be a separate bank account. If it's in your main bank account, it's going to get lost in the flow of everyday life. And a lot of times that money's just going to wind up getting spent on something else. It's hard to see it. If you have a separate account, you can move $200, let's say, every month from your main checking account to your separate bank account that's reserved for vacations. And now every month, $200 is going into it. So let's say that that's 1/12 of what you need every year. At the end of every year, you have $2,400 sitting there to go on that vacation, to make sure you have money to be able to spend it on that. The second way that you can also save, instead of using a bank account, a separate bank account, you can use a separate investment account. Now, many of you out there may already have a non-retirement investment account. So it's registered the same way, joint or individual, however your banks are set up, but it's actually invested, which means it has a higher opportunity for growth long term. Now, when you're saving into this account, the advantage of saving it into the investment account, you're still putting it in a separate place, but it's even less accessible. So it feels like it's even further separated, and there's less likely of a chance for you to jump into the piggy bank, so to speak, steal money from it early before the vacation. The second really great thing about using the investment account is, let's say that you put $200 a month every single month into that vacation account. It comes to be vacation time, you look at your bank account, and you might still have extra money that built up there just through the course of the year. So you can then say, hey, do I want to take it from my investment account? It's there. I can take it if I want to. However, it's also sitting right there in my bank account many times. So many times money might build up from something else over the course of the year. And you could say, hey, maybe I'll just grab it from my bank account. I'll let the investments just keep growing, which is a great side effect, because now you've basically tricked yourself into saving more for your future long term when you may need it. So you have that extra advantage if it is the investment account. If it feels a little bit more separated away, again, you can always jump into it if you definitely need it. If you want it, it's there for you. That's the point. But because it has that extra feeling of separation, many times if something else happens in the course of the year where extra money is building up, you can maybe let that continue to grow as well. But the end result is we want to see you take vacations that obviously you can afford. You want to make sure you're paying yourself first still at the end of the day, saving for your future what you need. But we don't want to just save for all of our vacations when we retire. Life is long. We can't wait that long. So make sure you take time every year. And with using this system, it sets you up to make sure you have the ability to do that at least once a year, to do those special moments for you and your family. So thanks for joining me today, and more episodes to come.